Well, Christmas is in the air. In another 24 hours, we'll be celebrating Christmas. For a lot of us who are alive and healthy, we have so much to thank God for. Um, as they say, Christmas is a time of the beautiful. It's also a time for the ugly. In the quest to make everything right, a lot of people run into trouble. But here we are, seeing today and getting ready for Christmas tomorrow. Well, to talk about Christmas and what it means to us is Reverend Father Paschal Nwoko, the Parish priest, Our Lady of Fatima, Sheda in Abuja. Father, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
So, here we are. I am in celebration mode and mood already.
Same here.
But what does Christmas really mean? Is it just a time for us to celebrate, or are there other significances of this beautiful, beautiful festival?
Thank you so much for inviting me to this program today. A Merry Christmas to you all. It is important we understand what we're celebrating today, that Christmas is not just a birthday, but a reality. A reality because God is made visible. I want to present Christmas as a story because there's a lot of things that people attribute to Christmas that has nothing to do with Christmas. Christmas is a celebration of the divine presence. I call it a reality because it's the divine presence in human reality. For us Christians, reading through the scriptures, we'll come to understand that in the Old Testament, there were a lot of speculations of who God is. Trying to understand God as a person, as a father, as a friend, and no one could really say that this is what God looks like. So what we celebrate is presence. And to make this more clear, or to make this clearer to us, Christmas begins with a prophecy. Christmas begins with a prophecy. In the book of Isaiah, the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, we're told that Isaiah prophesied that a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. So let us pay attention to that name, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is God with us. So God with us now becomes a reality. Is that God was absent? No, he wasn't absent, but this time God becomes a reality. So what we celebrate is a story that begins with a prophecy and a fulfillment. So Christmas is God's presence. Christmas is God being a human being. And this mystery, no created man can explain this. Explain this in the sense that we're talking about a virgin conceiving and bearing a son. And a lot of controversies will come up. How can this be? Even Mary herself could not fully understand what she was about to go into. But going through that story, because I would advise during this period, families to engage more in Bible readings so they can be able to understand fully the meaning of Christmas, especially through the Gospel of Matthew chapter 1 and chapter 2, and the Gospel of Luke chapter 1 and chapter 2. It's very important that during this period that families should try to understand the real meaning of Christmas from that particular text. I also want to add that Christmas portrays three attributes of God that should be a tool for man's joy during this season. Three attributes of God that should be a tool for man's joy during this period. The first one is God is almighty, but is humble. The second is God is majestic, but simple. And the third one is God is absolute and truth. In other words, Christmas expresses God's humility, God's simplicity, and God's integrity.
That's really elaborate. But I want to bring it home. In Nigeria today, we have so many Christians, we have so many churches, the same way we have mosques. And we're still daily faced with the challenges of corruption, challenges of ineptitude, challenges of what I could call sabotage of the country. Why are all this happening when we have men like you talking about, the goodness of God in abundance? What is the problem? Is it that we are not connecting properly?
Is it in reference to the season?
Using the season.
Okay. I will answer this. When Christ is removed from the mass, these are the things that happen. What I mean is this. I go back to what I said from the beginning about what Christmas is, expressing God's three attributes of God, which is God's simplicity, his humility, and integrity. God's humility allows himself to be fashioned in the womb of a mortal. How many persons can be that humble to allow himself to do the right thing? How many persons can allow himself to do the simple things of life? The simplicity is the fact that God allows himself to be born in a manger. We know how important it is for families to give birth to their children. They go to UK, they go to America, they go to Canada. But God, in a manger. I'm talking about the modern day manger, the olden days manger. You can imagine how smelling and unkept that place could have been. But that was where God was born. Are we talking about God's integrity? That he made a promise he made long ago and kept to that promise. The reason for corruption at times is because people don't keep to their words. They say one thing and do another thing. They gather people, make empty promises. And the result is what we have today. We've had promises, shorts, we've had agendas, 2020, 2023, 2024 agendas. Budgets have been passed. What have we seen from them? Nothing. So that's why I said Christmas, these attributes of God is a tool for if any man wants to be a joyful person, he must apply those tools to his life. Simplicity, humility, and integrity.
Is there anything we can do from the pulpit to, bring back Nigeria to the narrow path, which we are told leads, to good things? Of course, the wide path, leads to ruination. And it looks like we're in the wide path. We are not focused. We are not driven by the love for country, the love for nation. What can those of you on the pulpit do? Because that pedestal, that platform, makes it possible for you to talk to the high and mighty as well as the low in society.
It begins from the pastor himself, living a holy life, a life of contentment. If you can do that, you can speak the truth. If you can do that, you can speak the truth. There's just one person, one human who is God that should be the mentor of all of us who are ministers of the gospel. And that person is Jesus. He was blameless. He was blameless.
So what would the message be? Charity begins at home. Pastors and men of God must lead by example. What will they, besides doing this, what kind of message should they be passing to the rest of us?
Let me take it down to Christmas, because we're celebrating Christmas. So let me take it down to Christmas. So what we should do is this. Christmas is a time not to be under pressure. A lot of persons are under pressure during this period. Financial pressure, fatigue from excessive celebrations. Sometimes you travel to the village during this period, maybe for a funeral or for a wedding ceremony, and there are levies and taxes waiting for you and all that. And cooking and partying, shopping. This can bring so much pressure. Because with the look of things, the modern man is trying to remove Christ from the mass. The moment we do that, there may be incidents like accidents, because the drivers are also under pressure, stealing, cheating, family wars, unstable behaviors. Christmas brings an unending joy, not fatigue or regret or problems.
Does it have anything to do with our value system?
Yes, it has everything to do with our value system. Our value system is built on integrity. It's built on integrity and freedom of religion. So in practicing our religion, what are those core? Peace, joy.
Christmas, yes, it is for Christians, but the celebration, one way or the other, touches even those that are not Christians. What will be your message to Christians about their relationship with people of other religions?
The message, okay, let me take it down to the scriptures in Matthew chapter 2, verse 10. I hope you know that the announcement of the newborn king was made by angels. Remember?
Yeah.
It was made by angels. The insight of the newborn king, this following of the star, was also what an angel made known to the Magi, and they came to present their gifts to the newborn king. So our relationship with others should be one that portrays God as love, God as a father, God as a friend. One of the first statements the angels made when the angel appeared to the shepherds was, "Do not be afraid." He didn't come to put pressure on them. He came to bring good news. So during this period, those you meet, you should carry good news with you. And I also want to add by saying this: Christmas is not Santa Claus. Neither is Christmas expensive gifts. And Christmas is not extravagant travels or a celebration of personal achievements. Christmas is not even colorful decorations, what we think it is. It is Christ's Mass, which is an holy exchange that restores our life. Primarily, what this holy exchange brings to us is peace and joy, which is translating to our generosity. So you realize a lot of persons are generous during this period. They try to give gifts, do things that normally they don't even do. That gifts also translate to holy actions like praying, strategic planning, happy living. Then the decoration will make sense if the colorful, the lights, the Christmas trees should reflect the joy in your heart, the peace in your heart. Should reflect the welcoming spirit, the hospitality that comes from you. So if the environment is colorful but you're hostile, we are just being hypocrites.
Let's end by asking you to leave a message for all Nigerians at this time.
The message I want to leave for Nigerians and to all of us this period is: God loves us. He wants the best for humanity. Imagine God stooping so low, in quotes, stooping so low that man can be like him. That's the message of Christmas. That God becoming man, that man can become like God. So the message is this: during this period, learn from the humility of God, learn from the simplicity of God, and learn from the integrity of God. I will also add, during this period, it is not Xmas, it is Christmas. It is happy Christmas, not happy holidays. I go back to what I said before, that we don't remove Christ from the celebration because Christ is the reason for the celebration.
A good way to end it. Reverend Father Paschal Nwoko, Parish Priest, Our Lady of Fatima, Sheda, Abuja. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much,
on
sir.
our
I'm grateful,
program.
sir. Thank you
And
so
Merry
much, sir.
Christmas
Merry
once again.
Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you.
The signature show continues in a moment.